What's up, guys? Today we're gonna talk about chatting and OnlyFans management in general. I prepared a full management and chatting strategy, which we use with our models. Let's go over what we will talk about today. We will talk about the sub price, the feed, stories, DMs, and live stream. For sub price, 3 to 10 euro or dollar is the best. Keep in mind that sub price gets the fan only one step into the door. We don't show any nudes for free. Like once they join for the 3 to 10 dollars or euros, they just see some PG-13, maybe a bit freaky content on the feed, but no nude. Everything will be sold and upsold in the DMs. Start a campaign with limited spots, for example, only next 20 people for minus 75%, but of course put the price higher so even after the sale you get 3 to 10 dollars. And because you put only next 20 people, it creates FOMO, or fear of missing out, in the clients, in the fans, and they are more likely to buy. And when the campaign ends, when the 20 spots get filled, you just create a new one. Simple as that. For feed, for starters, at least 30 to 50 pieces of content posted, PG-13 and semi-nude, nothing completely nude. That's what I talked about before. Why 30 to 50 pieces? Well, when the fans come to the OnlyFans and before they buy, they can see how many posts were posted, and they can see the previews without seeing what's on the post. And if the page is dead and there's nothing posted there, there's no reason for them to buy it, That's pretty self-explanatory. When it comes to stories are used to lure the fan into the DM. They are used to hype up an unreleased piece of content. So what I mean by lure the fan into the DM, you can post a very sexy story where you say something along the lines like "let's chat baby" or something like that, and he will be more likely to message you, because a lot of these fans, they are subscribed to many creators and they wouldn't just DM you, but if they see the story, you just tell them, basically you tell them, you show them that you're there and they should message you. Hyping up unreleased piece of content, it's similar. If you are going to really release some type of content that is hyped up, you can hype it up with this, and you can say baby, tomorrow at 5 p.m. I am dropping this and this, be here, be ready, right? And they will be there. They are more likely to open it. For DMs, in DMs is where most revenue is generated. That's where all mass messages, pay-per-views are sent out, and chatters milk the fans. So the standard industry ratio is 1 to 10, I would say. Some chatters, some teams can milk it up to 1 to 18, 1 to 20, I even saw before. It all depends where traffic comes from. If it comes from TikTok, it's going to be way lower, but if it comes from for example, Reddit, it's going to be higher. So it's hard to tell, but always aim at least for 1 to 10 ratio, minimum. Live stream is optional, but it's a good way of adding extra 10% to the revenue if the model streams 2 to 4 times per month, because you can hype up the stream as well, and she can do some tasks, or she can play some games there. She can create the spinning wheel where she spins it for 20 bucks and it lands on show boobs, and she shows the boobs, right? You can get creative with this. Now, how to structure mass messages and pay-per-views plus chatting. So the funnel, what we use, there are many, but I'm going to show you what we do and what works for us. The funnel looks like this. In one day, in a period of 24 hours, I recommend sending 5 to 10 mass messages, from which 2 will be a pay-per-view. One bill will be in the $3 to $10 range. That means it's gonna be just a simple nude, let's say boobs or something, and the second one will be in the more expensive one. I said 20 to 50, but if your model wants minimum $100 for a sex tape, let's say, then it's gonna be $100, right? It's just one is the cheaper one is the cheaper option, one is the more expensive option. Makes sense, right? The mass message structure, we send out one good morning text, something simple like, "Hey baby, good morning. I hope your day will be amazing. I'm thinking about you." It's a good conversation starter. It also shows the fans that you care, which is very important. Then comes the T-Speak message. It's, for example, a picture in bed showing like one leg with a caption, for example, I wish you were here to play with me. Right? You're teasing the fan to like start sexting or just get horny and in the mood. Next one is pay-per-view. We send the pay-per-view usually 1 to 2 hours after we send the T-Speak. With a sexy text talking about what is in the content. We don't cap. Some agencies cap a little bit what's there, but the fans get only mad from it, so it's not worth it from the long run. And preview is optional. If the content is not very good, I wouldn't put a preview in. If the content is very good, then you can put in a preview, but make sure it's a very good preview so it doesn't turn off anyone. Then every 2 hours after the pay-per-view is sent out, you want to send out upsell messages. For example, baby, did you see what I sent you above? It's very naughty. You should unlock it and I'm gonna send you a free content as a gift, for example, right? This makes the currently online fans open the message and potentially buy it. And after the 2 hours pass, you're gonna unsend the message and you're gonna resend a similar message, right? So we are trying to make as many fans see it without spamming them. That's why we unsend the messages. Then comes the second T-Speak, usually incentivizing into sexting. We don't do this every day. This is like a full-on day if you want to milk as much as possible. I wouldn't recommend doing this strategy every single day. I would keep it low-key some days, right? So the second T-Speak is for sexting, and next paid pay-per-view is optional. If the model is making at least 20k per month, I would do 2 per day pay-per-views, but if she's making less, then 1 is enough, I would say. This next step is very important and a lot of people don't care about it. So once a week, you send a turn on auto renew for a free pick to all the people that have it turned off. And once a week, send to all people that have it turned on a free pic or video and tell them you appreciate them by having auto renew on. This keeps them subbed. This is very important. A lot of people don't realize that, let's say first month they get $1,000 worth of subs, right? And if they can keep with this strategy, like 75% of fans, you get like $750 like for free in the next month, as well as they stay, so they buy content from you, right? So you have legit free money. But if like 90% leave because your management is shit, then you will like lose all of this free money, right? So it's very important to keep the clients, I mean the fans, if you want to scale. Let's say you get 100 fans first month, in 990 stay. You get 200 next month and 150 stay. That's already like 250 fans for the third month, and you're making like 2.5k if the sub price is at $10. But let's say 90% leave and you're making only like $300, right? So it's a very big difference, and keep this in mind, please, guys. Now for the chatting. While the mass messages are being sent out, the chatter upsells the current pay-per-views above. We are trying to maximize the unlock number and drive the conversation into the same direction with every fan. So what I mean by this is that it's not like all over the place. With every fan you chat, you try to stir the conversation the same direction. So if you talk with one fan about how you're going to get something to eat and then go I don't know where, you try to say this to every single fan, right? So the conversations look very familiar and similar, I mean, right? So there's like, it's like, so it's not all over the place and you don't lose revenue. Example, pay-per-view, in-bed masturbation, right? You send a sexy chat with it, like every fan that responds, the chatter tries to make him buy it. He can incentivize them that he will sex with them for free or give them some content, right, for free. Like we do this all the time, and the fans unlock it and then just send them some shitty ass pic for free or just sex with them for 10 minutes, right? How to structure your team and management, team for management. So I'm gonna tell it how we do it. There's many ways. This is how we do it. We have an account manager. This is the person that is on top, right? He is responsible for client relations and for creative thinking. What I mean by that is he is the one that's in a group chat with the model. He talks to her, he addresses all of her concerns, he gets creative, he tells her what type of content she should make, and he basically like brainstorms ideas and stuff for the account to blow up even more. Then we have queue manager. He's right under the account manager and they work closely together. This is someone who schedules the mass messages and pay-per-views. We do it 1 week in advance, but it's completely up to you. Why I think it's better to do it 1 week in advance is that you have a plan for the whole week. You can sit every, let's say, Saturday or Sunday with your whole team. Like the account manager, the queue manager, and the chatters can go on a Zoom call or Discord, and they can talk about the complete strategy. What will they do every single day, right? So it's not all over the place again. And then we have the chatter, which does the chatting, right? All three should be in a group chat together to talk and plan out the next day. The account manager talks to model directly and she can tell him what she will be up to, what type of content she can make that day. Then the account manager creates a plan or asks the queue manager chatter to brainstorm with him. Everyone has to be on the same page. Now, some quick tools you can use which help. We have BuddyX, Super Creator, and Anti-Dolphin. These first two are basically, they give you stuff like how much each fan spent. So like if you see a fan spend 0 and he's been sub for 2 years, you don't have to give him as much attention as to some whale who spends like hundreds of dollars every single day. And Anti-Dolphin is, if you want, basically it's like an anti-detect browser where you put on your Onlyfans on a proxy and then everyone can log in from the Anti-Dolphin there, so you are not logging in from 20 different proxies and the account gets fucked, right? All are of course optional, it's just what we use. Some extra tips: follow all expired fans, this way you can still send out mass messages to them and they are more inclined to sub back and buy some content. You can also put out some like campaigns for them, like -90%, and say something like, baby I miss you, please sub back to me, you will love it, right? And now for the end, let's rewind. So $3 to $10 sub price with a campaign to create the FOMO or fear of missing out, 30 to 50 pieces of content posted, mass messages and pay-per-views sent out. We talked about them, how we do it. Chatting, upselling always the previous pay-per-view, same conversation with all fans, structuring tools and tips. So guys, I hope I gave you an idea at least how someone does the chatting the right way. You can add your own stuff there, you can take only some stuff from this, or you don't have to do anything from this. This is how we do it, this is how it works for us and for clients. And I talked to a lot of big agencies and they have it a very similar structure to mine, so I believe it really works. Of course, if you're just starting out and you have a model that's making a few grand or even a few $100, you won't hire like a full team with account managers, queue managers, right? But if you have a model that's already making like 15K per month, I strongly advise you to do this. Thank you guys for watching this video and stay tuned for our next content. Bye bye.